I've spent pretty much the last 2 years learning as much as possible about being as social as possible. I at first was like ugly and not popular. Then I was ugly, but I was like, all right, I made quite a few friends and I met some girls. And then I was good looking but unpopular. And now I'm pretty good looking and popular. And I know the full spectrum, and I've met a lot of people who are ugly who are popular. And I want to share a lot of really interesting things in this video. The first thing, you don't want to be really ugly because this is when you get bullied. This is when people are really outrageously disrespectful to you. You can probably still like have great mates if you're really ugly, but why would you want in order to be popular as an ugly guy, you would have to be like famous or have some other like really good asset going for you to be able to offset how bad it is when the first impressions when you first meet people and you're ugly is really tough. And yeah, it's quite hard to get away with. And I'm saying like really ugly, like hard to look at. But if you're not that, it's fine. I mean, I remember I was at this party a few weeks ago, and there was this guy who was like really short, like really fucking weird looking, like weird social mannerisms when I first met him. He was just drinking, so he was probably like, a bit off. And on top of that, he was really skinny. So I looked at him, and immediately in my mind, I was like, I don't want to fucking know this guy. But he was like, oh, what's up? What's your name? So I just like responded to him. Even though I'm very nice to everybody, I still notice that when there's somebody who's like physically unattractive, that I give them less leeway, especially if they can't articulate themselves well. I don't like spend as much effort trying to get to know them. I spend more effort on the other guys who I did know a bit better. And that is not inhumane. That just makes you realize, like, why would no, think about it though. Why would anybody want to speak to an ugly person? Because when you see someone as physically ugly, you assume that their personality is ugly, that they don't have much going for them. And so the only like realistic solution is to not be ugly and to just avoid that pathway because we all know how unfair it is to be like that really fat kid in school and be treated badly. But if you're like average and above good looking, then I have some really good value I'm about to drop. But if not, my next slide is like the core looks maxing things. Like I'm not coming out here and saying I'm a 10 out of 10, but I would reckon I'm like at the upper level of, decently good looking. Especially, high is pretty unfair, but anyways, I remember like I've always been around this height for the last few years, and I remember when I was skinny fat, which is worse than being below 150 pounds, and it's worse than being fat. Or it's not worse than being fat. Nothing's worse than being fat, but it's worse than being like just really skinny. Because now instead of just being skinny and like being pushed over, I also looked like flabby and looked shit with my shirt off. So I was just like a straight push around in terms of like physicality. And I remember how much of a difference it was when I bulked up for 6 months. I got a little bit chubby, and then I cut down, and I finally had like a decent base of muscle mass. That completely changed how people treated me forever. Because when you're really like you have a really bad physique, until you get like an okay physique, people are gonna clown you for a really fucking long time. Or in the back of their mind, they're gonna like as soon as they meet you, they're not gonna respect you. Trust me. Even though I'm very nice, I promise you, when I see somebody for the first time, and I see they have a shit physique, it's like a big, you know how the girls get the ick? It's an ick for me. Like when I meet a guy who's, in like really bad shape, or if you see them in their clothing and they like have zero muscle, then it's like this guy probably doesn't go to the gym. And it's just like, it's just a human thing to judge them based off that because that usually indicates, oh, they're lazy, they've got poor character traits. And so I don't think it's unreasonable to be that kind of judgy guy. I mean, you just got to understand this is how everybody thinks, and you can't always try and be the hero and try and change everybody. Sometimes you just got to like work around it and just be like, all right, maybe people are just really fucking harsh when you're in not good shape. But you don't want to spend like 80%, 20-80 rule means 20% of the things that you can do will give you 80% of the results. Like if you have really bad hygiene, then that is just going to ruin your looks by like 80%. If you're going out and you're super sweaty, you stink, then that's going to pretty much like, even if you're really fucking good looking, that's going to drop you down like 5 or 6 looks points. And you're going to get no fucking play. Even, bro, honestly, an ugly guy has a better chance. Like a 2 out of 10 guy has a better chance of pulling than a 9 out of 10 sweaty guy. Like a really fucking disgusting. Okay, maybe not 9 out of 10, but 8 out of 10. Like it's genuinely 6 points of a looks difference. Maybe even a little bit more. Anyways, the point is, you want to get good hygiene. You want to go to the gym, like obviously, get lean. And then I remember this one time where my face was like ridiculously lean. It was even more lean than in this photo that I'm showing you. Like, yeah, you can see like some neck like crippling on like that, but it's like because I'm on like this weird stretched angle and I'm kind of like facing my head down. Normally, at that point of how lean I was like, I didn't really have any neck like fat at all or anything. I've balded since then, so I know like I'm not gonna be as physically like facially attractive as that point. But one thing that did a fucking massive difference is first of all taping my mouth because I was a horrible nose breather and that completely ruined like my jawline is there. But I remember a time it genuinely like it was not there. Like it wasn't clear even one bit. But I also on top of that I chewed like this really chewy cut of steak called chuck steak just because I wanted to get my protein in and then it was chewy and my jaw was sore for like 3 weeks. But then after that I noticed my jaw was like 10 times bigger. Or just chew mastic gum, low key. It's like if you're into looks maxing and you want to do a little bit more than just get lean and like go to the gym, then low key just get a better jawline and do some skincare and like that's pretty much all you need to do. So choose some chewy gum and tape your mouth and do like some basic ass skincare, maybe just some like hydrating shit or like the fucking do face wash and then hydrating shit. It doesn't need to be deep, bro. Like literally don't overthink it that much. And then on top of that, the last thing, just get a good haircut. Like get a clean fade or find a cut that suits you. Maybe I look better with long hair, and I'm thinking about this because honestly, lately I've been thinking like maybe I've underestimated looks a tiny bit. But that's because before I was saying like looks don't matter at all, which is not true. Like they do matter. I think they really do matter, but I'm saying that like the point that I was making is most of your looks, like there will be 99% of people who all they need to do is just go to the gym and get lean and you will and like fix your acne or whatever fucked shit you have going on. Maybe there's like one like you stink really badly. There's always like one really bad hygiene or one really bad looks thing that takes everything and ruins it all. But apart from that, I think every single guy can become like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 at least. And that's like attractive. That's above average, bro. That's enough to be like pulling good quality girls and meeting like and just your first impressions with people will be so much better. But you need the physique, I promise you. Apart from the physique, if you don't have the physique and you look bad, bro, then you have your answer. Why the fuck are you not in the gym? Like, why would you not be in the gym? But I'm gonna get on to my next point. This is the genuinely valuable part about becoming popular that is separate from the looks. Okay? Because, wait, what was the title of this video again? Oh yeah, can you be popular if you're ugly? So the thing is, I genuinely think you can be popular if you're ugly. I'm just saying that why do it that way when you can just, if you're good looking, you can do it in like a quarter of the speed. You just do it so much faster. And it's nice to be good looking. Your girlfriend of the future will look up to you, be like, wow, like be really attracted to you. It's sick to be like an attractive guy. Being lean, having like abs, all of this shit is fucking awesome, bro. I know this one friend who was really, really big. He got to like 95 kilos. Like I'm 90, like about 95 kilos, maybe a little bit less. But I mean, I've just finished a massive bulk and I've got a lot of fat mass. This guy was like, he was way bigger than me at this time. And he dropped 20 kilos. And he's still my height. And I know that this guy, he said specifically, like, it's so nice to be good looking. He's always got his shirt off. He's posting stories on his Insta where he doesn't need to wear his shirt, where he's doing like some backflip. He says he's so much more athletic. And I genuinely really rock with that idea of like, you look sharp, you're going around, you can take off your shirt comfortably. I think every single guy should have at least like I mean, it depends on your height, but you should have like a good frame. Like, I don't want to look at any guy and see like, oh, this guy is ridiculously skinny, has no muscle. Every guy should be lifting at least and getting that first 1 year of newbie gains where you like look decent for the rest of your life. I mean, for me, it took a bit more than a year, and for most guys, it will be 1 year of newbie gains. For me, I got Indian genetics. I'm actually half brown, not half brown. I'm 1/3 brown, and I got a lot of that like really weak genetics. And I was really tall, so I have a long frame, and I didn't develop that fast. But I'm telling you, bro, I want to tell you this story. There's two twins. This Oh, okay. Hey, I know this guy's name. This guy genuinely is so fucking good looking. He's like one of those TikTok boys. It's not the guy in the photo. The guy in the photo is good looking, right? He's objectively like quite a good looking guy. Better looking than this guy by quite a bit. Fucking like looks really sharp, is also really tall, blonde, like genuinely one of those TikTok boys who could put up a story and they would be getting like 1,000 fucking likes, thirst traps, and all of this shit online. And this guy, I know for a fact that I have better male friends than him. Like guys who we respect each other, we're hardworking, we're more supportive, we're more loyal. I'm not saying he has no good friends, but I know for a fact that my friends are like way better value than his. And by the way, this guy is my friend. I remember the last time I spoke to him, he had hella relationship dramas. It turns out just being good looking isn't just gonna solve all of your dating problems. I mean, I'm pretty sure every single fucking guy in the dating market is pretty unhappy, apart from like the top 0.1% of like millionaire dudes who can just get every single girl that they want. I mean, even me, who I would say like as an 18-year-old, I'm pretty much like the best fucking 18-year-old. Or like I'm not the best. I'm like at like a very high level of being like my age. I'm quite a smart guy. I'm fucking funny. I'm tall, like I'm good looking, I'm hardworking, and I've got all these amazing traits. I'm super social. I know that I'm top 20% of guys, at least, easily at least top 20%, but I still know for an because like, bro, I know that, you see my face and I'm like all right attractiveness, but like I'm tall as fuck and I've got like a good frame of muscle. So like that's my main like looks angle. Like that's why I say like I'm at least like a 7 out of 10 for looks. Anyways, I'm kind of yapping a bit, right? But the point that I wanted to make was just being good looking isn't enough. This guy who's so good looking, he's still having relationship troubles. He's still not making good quality mates. And then his twin. This guy, I mean, I'm close with both of them, but I respect the other twin, the next story that I'm going to tell you about. I respect him more. He's like a gym guy. He's really hardworking. I mean, both of them are nice people, right? But he's complaining about girls, and I was like, fuck, I am cooked. I'm done. Every single person who has met this guy knows that he's like a fucking straight up looking model looking dude, bro. This guy gets approached by girls in the middle of fucking street like, oh, you're like literally so fucking good looking. Like I'm not gay, but like I see it. I see the way that people treat him. He's like genuinely like up there at one of those guys who would blow up on TikTok. And I'm not fucking like glazing or anything. Like I've genuinely like seen so many people say that they're so good looking. And he's hardworking, so he's got these really good male friends. He's gonna do really well in life. He's really happy. But I'm telling you, even he's complaining about girls. Even he has like difficulties in life. Even he's not at like where he wants to be. Honestly, I don't, he might think that I'm above him. I mean, in certain terms of like, I'm living like the dream social life with good friends. He might think like, oh yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, I finished school before him. So, like, obviously, he's gonna. I mean, I'm about a year older. I don't know if he looks up to me or not, but I know for a fact that, like, he respects me a lot. And I know that that's because I not only just have, like, decently good looks, I also bring every other aspect that I need to, which is, like, I try to be as funny, as kind, as friendly as possible with so many people. And I had to work for that because I was a really awkward fucking kid. Now, I will tell you, being good looking is fucking awesome, bro. I mean, when my looks only like work in a specific demographic. I only like the girls that are interested in me. Okay, so choosing signals is like when you're walking through the street and you see girls like smiling at you, staring at you. Like that is what I call choosing signals, and I know that because where I go out, there's like mainly only people 1 year or maybe 2 years younger than me who are out. Like there's obviously people older than me and my age, but it's a lot less common. And so when I like go out on like nightlife, the amount of girls who are like actually my type are very small already because I'm in Asia and I'm not like particularly into Asian girls. I prefer like lighter skinned girls. But also, like when I'm walking through the street, because I know that a lot of the people that go out in Hong Kong are quite young, just because like that's the culture of Hong Kong. I noticed that like I'm not really getting that many like choosing signals, which is where people are looking at you because my looks don't fit in that demographic. So that means like I need to go and talk to the girls that I find attractive. That means I need to go introduce myself and make it clear like yeah, I recently turned 18. Like how old are you? I'll ask all these questions. And honestly, bro, I've been meeting some really good quality girls. I don't want to like I don't want to be too arrogant, but I met this girl who we really hit it off, and who was somebody that I was looking for like quite a lot. I was really like interested, like I was looking for somebody that was similar to her, and I found her. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I was looking for somebody like her, and I ended up meeting her and getting quite close with her, but we didn't live in the same place. But the thing is, I know that I only was able to like meet these girls and meet people despite not being like the look for my age group, where like girls my age or maybe like a year younger than me, which is like how guys are normally dating, is 1 year below or like at the same age. That most of those girls, they're like, yeah, they're not even into my like big frame, like heavy buzz cut, like goatee, like fizzy. Like I look, every person who comes up to me says I look 25 or something, or 21 to 25. I never get anything below 21 genuinely when I say, "Oh, how old do you think I am?" And so that like is a point that I wanted to make. It's gonna make your dating life a lot harder, bro, because if you're, I mean, me not being good looking for my age demographic is the same thing as me not being good looking. Even though, like, yeah, I can go overseas and then I'm in a club and then there's older girls who are interested in me. Like, where I'm at right now, I basically feel like I'm not good looking. That doesn't mean I'm not good looking. It just means, like, I don't feel like I'm as good looking as I should be, or I don't get treated as well for my looks as I should be getting. And that made me think, like, what is the determining factors then? Because I'm still having a fucking great time, having great success, lots of girls who are interested in me. Literally, oh, I think I got the story later for you. But the thing is, I'm just very friendly and I speak to a lot of people and I'm just trying to have a good time, and I've raised my standards a lot, and I'm not really trying to meet like that many girls unless I really fuck with them now. And I think that I've come so far from not relying entirely on my looks. The thing is, bro, you need to have a like, okay, I'm going to teach you how to have a beautiful personality, because I think this is genuinely like the game changing thing. Because like even in this photo, for example, like obviously it's not a good photo, but I don't look amazing in that, right? And or at least compared to these two guys on my right, on my left, even though like I would say I'm a pretty good looking guy. I was like bloated as fuck. I wasn't, feeling that sharp. These guys were like low key looking better than me. But that doesn't mean that I didn't go that night, have a fucking amazing time, meeting so many people, people coming up and introducing themselves to me. Because I learned this is really important, bro. You want to get to the point where you're amazing to be around. So let's go to about last year, last December. I was on this big holiday, and basically I'd been going out for a week now. I'd gone to like two nights out, and this was my. Then there was like three parties. There was a Saturday night out, a Monday party, a Tuesday party, and a Wednesday party, or sorry, a Monday. Yeah, a Monday and a Tuesday party. So I went out on Saturday. Then I went out on Monday and Tuesday, and I was honestly feeling kind of low, bro. I wasn't having like I was having a fun time, but it wasn't like that great. I wasn't like going out and laughing. I wasn't getting that same like energy of people coming and talking to me, and people being interested to be around me. I was more just like there, having an alright time, having a chat. Obviously, I'm still having fun because it's me. But then my friend from the US pulled up. I fucking love this guy. I hadn't seen him 2 years. I grew up with him. He's like one of my fucking closest boys. As soon as he got here, that one night that we went out, that was fun as shit. Even just at dinner, just chilling, like we were laughing the entire time. Amazing fucking night. The next night again, we went out again. Fucking amazing time. And all of a sudden, it changed from like, because at this point, it was like always about, oh, like, oh, can we meet some girls? Like, when I was genuinely with these good friends, I was actually finally happy. We don't need to fucking meet girls every time. Like, sure, it's nice to meet a girl that you really like and just find one girl and you settle down with her, or whatever your dating preferences, if you want to be like a fucking player. I don't really give a shit what you do with this knowledge. Like, obviously, as long as you're a kind, honest person. But this guy, like, we stopped. Like, I was in that phase of trying to meet as many girls as possible, like, just go crazy. And I was going fucking crazy, but he toned me down a little. And not in a, like, a bad way where I couldn't meet girls anymore, but in a way where I was enjoying my life so much more. And the weird thing is, more girls were interested in me. It was really fucking awesome. I started to be amazing to be around after I met him, And that stayed for like the next few months. Because finally, when you have these friends who you're really close to, that genuinely improves your personality like 3,000%. Because all of a sudden, you start to value yourself like, oh, I'm worth more. Even at like the back of your mind in your subconscious, and you go to meet people, you're like, wow, I'm like quite valuable, you know? And you have like a good sense of humor, you're laughing and you're in these good moods. And then all of a sudden, you have this all this like you're a glass full kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like you have water in your bucket and you share that water with other fucking buckets. I actually have like two glasses of tea. You can share this with other people and you can help them feel more like full in life, feel better about themselves. And I think that that is genuinely amazing thing. And the number one way to get this beautiful personality is to genuinely meet some good people and really click well with them, and you just boost each other's energy. Being social is so important. Now, I remember about 2 weeks ago, this maybe a month ago actually. Wow, my friend said to me, he's like, "Yeah, bro, you're the most well connected person like for your age group. Like, I don't." He said, "I have no idea how you know so many people." I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, you might be wondering how as well. I'm gonna tell you exactly how. When I go on a night out, I go and I say hi to as many people as possible. I'm super nice. I never do anything wrong to anybody. Like I'm never like just dissing somebody for no reason. Yeah, occasionally I get carried away with my boys, but I always know it's in like a situation where I'm not doing something too fucking cooked. It's just me being like a little bit of a cunt, you know? Like maybe like for example, we're walking down the street. Oh, I remember there was this one time this guy cut the taxi line, and he was fighting this. This was on New Year's, and he was fighting this other guy to get in the taxi first. And so my friend and I were chilling like maybe like 10 meters away, and we like slowly started chanting like, "Oh yeah, small dick, small dick." It's like zero maturity, but it's not about that, bro. I was having a great time, a great laugh, great story from that, and I was doing it in a way where like. Yeah, he was a bit of a fucking cunt. Cut the whole taxi line of like fucking 2 hour taxi line at 7 a.m. on New Year's Eve, and or sorry, New Year's Day, and like we were home, we got home really late, and all the guys in the line were pissed, and they joined in. Like, if you have social intelligence, sometimes you get away with doing like some borderline like dickhead moves, but the thing is, it's like kind of fair if you know what I'm saying. Now, I genuinely wanted to tell you the number one strategy, and I know that you're gonna say to me, Finn, like, yo, this doesn't work. And it's because you need to do this often enough. I know you're gonna say well, first of all, actually, I don't think you're gonna say this. Because if you actually do this method and you're a shy guy, you might have one night where you're super fucking social. Like, because I was really going through some insecure periods of being really, really antisocial. When I would first go on like a night out and do this method, what would happen is I would be like really socially awkward for how long? For the first night, and then if I went out the night after or the next night out that I would go out, it would be a lot better. It's like if you regularly being social, it's so much easier to snap into this. But the one time where I was feeling super fucking awkward because I hadn't been out in 2 months, maybe 3 months. I wasn't very social at this time. And then I went to this concert. And when I got to this concert, I went with some good friends of mine and I was there with them, having a great time, talking to loads of people. But the most important part is before we got there, we met up like an hour before getting there and we had like some food. We pulled up to this concert, and as we're walking in, I'm saying hi to this person. Yo, what's up, bro? It's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. And then you see your friend. I remember this one time, like at the start of this concert, I saw my friend who I hadn't seen in a while, and we're fucking jumping up and down. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? And then I just kind of like this energy being around guys who are in a great mood. And oh, by the way, I was sober as well. And I was just so like happy to be around them that I ended up for the first time. I remember this was the most fucking awesome fucking like situation for me at that time. By the way, context: zero bitches for a year. Like, okay, maybe I met some girls who were interested in me once or twice throughout the year. Maybe I think there was two girls who quite really liked me at one time, and those girls, there it was both of them that liked me a lot within the same night. So apart from that, and there was one girl like earlier in the year, and apart from that, at school in Australia, zero, no interest from girls at all. And then I remember I went to this like concert, and I'm chilling and I'm talking to this girl who I just met, and we're talking about, oh yeah, we should hang out. I'm like, yeah, it's really nice to meet you. I got her Snapchat, and we were chilling. She was 18 when I was 16. So she was like nearly 2 years older than me. And for me, that was pretty cool at the time. And so we're sitting in this circle. She's on my right. And then I remember there's this other group of girls that I had just kind of met. And I remember one of them was like, oh, what do you think about this shopping? Like, I was like, here, come here, let me take a look. And I remember she was lying across my legs. And then there was another girl lying on, like, lying fucking looking into my eyes, and then on my right there's this girl who likes me. And this was, I mean, I don't think I ended up having, like, it was all that, never anything serious happened between any of these girls. Like, it was just, I could tell they were fucking clearly interested in me. They were like pretty much all over me. Maybe they're just very friendly. I don't know. But the point was that this was the most fucking attention I'd gotten from girls in a long time. And I ended up talking to one of these girls for a bit who said she really fucking liked me. And this all happened just because before, like 2, 3 hours before I went there, I went with my friend and I'm saying hi to people. I'm like warming up. If you're going on a random night out, I remember I did this before going to a party once. You're walking through the street. You can literally just say, hey, mate, to every person you walk past. Like, I actually didn't realize that you could do that for a while. And it's just not that deep, bro. Like, obviously, you're going to be so much more scared to do something like this if you don't know how to fight, like, if you don't box, or like, obviously, me boxing, me getting into good physical shape, and me being naturally tall fucking help with my confidence to be able to say hi to random people. But I don't think if you're in a safe city, then you shouldn't have this fear, especially even in Australia, you shouldn't have this fear anywhere, honestly, bro. Everybody you say hi to is nice, and if somebody ends up pressing you, it's not gonna be the people that you said, "Hey, man, how you going to?" It's gonna be the people that were gonna end up pressing you anyway. So I don't think you should get that in your mind too much. But when you properly warm up, these crazy fucking things start to happen to you. And that was, I tried to summarize how to have a beautiful personality with a few like tips. Make your really really good friend. How, like, proving to, like, telling you a story how somebody says, like, yeah, I genuinely am like really well connected for my age. People have said that to me quite a lot. And on top of that, my strategy, you go out, you try and say hi, just start as many conversations, words come to your mind, and you need to just say those words. Like, when you see somebody walking past and you think they're jacked, and the words come to your mind saying, like, oh, compliment him, or they say, like, you're jacked, bro, just say, yo, you're jacked, bro. You know what I mean? You just got to say these words that come to your mind, and if you do that 20 to 30 times, you get in this really fucking social mood, which is like genuinely times 10 how social you normally would be. And then some nut shit happens, bro. It's always some fucking 10 out of 10 blonde girl who ends up having a crush on you when you're in this mood, or like some girl just like, yeah, it's fucking sick, bro. I'm telling you that. If you want more in-depth, like, I got one more slide. What was the last slide about? Oh, I got one more slide, but like, go subscribe and check out some videos if you want more in-depth help. There's different topics, but it's mainly about like making good friends. And if you want my personal help, I wanted to tell you, bro, I have helped so many people become more social. I literally got off a phone call with somebody a week ago. The videos on my channel of him saying, like, you've helped me so much. I feel like an entirely different person. And I've helped multiple people do a similar transformation. So I'm gonna not lie to you. I have a fucking course, and in that course you can have there's weekly calls to speak to me. And I'm just saying, for the people that you've gone the end of the video, you're clearly committed and you want to get a life where you can have a fucking, like, great mates. You start doing really well because of that. It's mates that you can trust. You genuinely get invited to so many cool things. You've got so many cool stories. Trust me, I will help you so much, because the power of it's so much easier for me to have a conversation with you. Within an hour, I'll be like, okay, just do this, 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 this. Oh, your mindset here, this is wrong. And then in an hour, you're like 1,000 times more social, because I've broken, like, I can see exactly where you went wrong. Trust me, I'm not naturally social. I built this shit by myself, and I'm super passionate about this. And I would really love to work with somebody, not somebody I already have people who bought my course, but I would really be really keen to meet you, even if you feel like you're awkward. I would love to help somebody become more social. Click the link in the description, subscribe. Have a great day, bro. Thank you for watching. Take care.